Hey!
Oh no, it's live.
I love the fact that
those are the winning lottery numbers for next time.
He starts
good.
live feed. There's all these warnings. You guys better behave.
I know.
I need it this time. Okay, I'm going to hit live. Are you going to behave? I'm not hitting live until you behave.
Did he make you sign the contract too?
Well, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Because I held out
right before we came into the birthday party. I wasn't allowed into the birthday party until I signed the contract.
Yeah, it was bad.
I can still hear you.
Picked on the bad cop.
Okay. Hey, the bad cop gets to open the show.
Oh,
Lucky you.
I'm going to play some
Never
music.
get to open the show.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, when I do my own show.
Yeah.
Details.
You want to open this show one time?
You want to run this ship?
No, I don't want to be responsible. Direct every time I run it.
I think it works well bringing you in this way. Okay, I'm going to hit the recorder. I'm going to record and play music. Here we go. Well, here we are. We find ourselves here again. It's a Thursday night. Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the great Pacific Northwest. We're going to talk about caches and cachers unique to this little corner of the country. By Grepthar's Hammer, by the Sons of Orvan, it's time to go caching in the Northwest.
Oh, yes, it is. And, that means it's also time to bring in our beryllium-powered monkey. Some say he is drawn towards blinking red lights, and others say he can only see in black and white. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
He is called Land Monkey, and I have to say I started giggling right off the start, Bad Cop, because you should have just started that with a big sigh. Well, it's Thursday night. I guess I have to do another podcast.
Never took the craft seriously.
That's right.
I have to put up with abuse from these two.
Never again.
All right. Well, hopefully people will get our clever little references in the podcast tonight. But even if they don't, hey, tonight we are spinning our podcast to do at least two things. We are going to look back on caching milestones and plans from 2015. We are going to look ahead to see what geocaching may bring everyone this year. So, folks in the Q&A, please feel free to chime in and share your geocaching milestones from the past year and your memories from the past year and your thoughts and observations on what may happen this year. And in addition, we do have a extra cool surprise topic to share a little later in the show.
I'm excited.
Should be.
And for you returning listeners, we know we love, that's how it goes, to hear from you about your favorite caches and caching locations in the Northwest in your own voice each week on this very podcast. So be sure to use the voicemail tool on the website or call in to 253-693-TFTC and tell us about your favorite cache, and we will play it on the podcast soon. Your message only needs to be about 15 seconds long. That's enough time to say your geocaching name, the GC code, the name of the cache, and even why you liked it. So let's listen to one of our favorites right now.
Okay. I am DS Long, and my favorite cache is this one, Geocaching Block Party.
Oh.
There you go. Had to throw in the block party when you talk about, looking back and looking ahead.
Yeah, those are all milestones, and they're all favorites.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone's ever used Block Party as a favorite cache, or in fact any event cache as a favorite cache yet. So that's original.
Very much. And they're all memorable in their own special way.
They are. Well, folks, before we get into more of the meat of the show, we've got some news. Well, I guess news is meat. It's we're into the show sandwich here. So this is the pickle of the show sandwich. The news. All right. Yeah, or a tomato, whatever you prefer.
I like tomatoes.
Right. There you go. All right. Well, we're gonna shift gears ever so slightly, but we are gonna talk about geolocation, gaming. So, for you Munzie players out there, if you haven't already heard, and we know most of you probably already have, but we thought we'd just share this anyways, this weekend is a Munzie double points weekend. Bing, bing. Enjoy it. And for geocachers who maybe don't know or care what Munzie is, that's okay, because coming up very soon will be Leap Day. That's right, February 29th, Monday. Start watching for those Leap Day events. It's the only way you can earn the second of the 2 leap year souvenirs. You have to go to an event on Leap Day, which is a Monday, and it's not a day off work officially. So here are a quick list of a few GC codes you can check out. We'll put them in the show notes because we don't expect you to actually memorize these or remember them. But the first one, very selflessly publishing GC69P3A in Langley, British Columbia. We also are going to promote GC69BQD in Cowichan Bay, Vancouver Island, BC. GC69MPY on Granville Island in Vancouver, BC. GC69D3P in Nanaimo, British Columbia. You might pick up on a theme here, and the reason is because when I went searching, even when I looked in Washington State, I could find very few published in Washington State yet. So come on, guys, get on it. I did find GC67PCZ in Bellevue.
Okay.
Now we know there's more coming, so if you'd like us to plug your event, email us about it at feedback@cachingnw.com.
You know, I had so much fun throwing the last event. I'm really thinking about putting on a I want to say a New Year's Day, but that's not it. A Leap Day event.
Leap Day.
So maybe there'll be one in our little neck of the woods.
You never know.
Now, another event I want to tell you about. I went to this one a couple of years ago. It's happening all over again. It's another pirate event with rides on the Washington State tall ships. This one's put together by Goblin Dust. The event name is Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Oh.
Arr, I needed an echo on that, didn't I?
Absolutely.
It's GC69BP5. It's August 13th, so you've got plenty of time to get this on your calendars. But if you have not gone on one of the tall ships, either the Lady Washington or the Hawaiian Chieftain, and done a battle sail, you are missing out on one of the incredible experiences in your life. So, August 13th, Port Orchard, Washington. You'll be able to jump on these ships, do a battle sail with cannons and the whole bit. It is an incredible experience.
There you go.
And it's also a geocaching event.
Oh, cool.
And there'll be a scavenger hunt in town.
Wow.
And you'll need to find...
There's more?
Yeah, there's more. I've lost it now. The Sneaky Pete, the pirate thief, wandering around town.
Okay, well,
Yes.
just for your benefit, here you go. Dead men tell no tales.
That was awesome. You made the best
exactly what I needed
ever.
Oh, and what's the pirate's favorite letter?
Arr.
Oh, you'd think so, but it'd be the C.
Nicely done. Yeah, I heard a lot about this event. I think the last one happened either just as we started geocaching or just before. And in fact, the first time I heard about this event, I believe, was on this very podcast.
No.
I believe there was audio captured at this event by.
There was.
Yeah. So that's how I heard about it the first time, and I thought, that is so cool. And so since it's happening, and I think that's before the Alaskan cruise, so...
I believe it is. Yes, yeah, I know it is, because I know when the Alaskan cruise is. It's right around my birthday.
Right.
Hint,
Right.
hint. If any of the co-hosts want to throw me a birthday party aboard a cruise ship,
Oh,
hint,
want
hint.
to and able to are two completely different, my
Oh.
friend.
Well, I'll host the event.
Okay. Oh, B Pendragon believes that was a call to arms.
Could be.
I assume we're talking about my challenge to the Washington State geocachers.
Could
We
be.
hope so.
I think so.
Could be the pirate. It could be anything. We don't know.
All right.
So there you have it.
Well, in other news, not to bring everybody down, this is a little bit of a more serious story, and I'm not going to go into great details here because it's quite a somber story. But suffice it to say, in a nutshell, January 1st of this year, New Year's Day, not too very long ago, there was a geocaching couple driving on the Mountain Baker Highway to check out the eagles near Deming, Washington. And like I said, to wrap it in a nutshell, they were involved in a head-on motor vehicle accident. And there's a lot of medical bills involved, and a lot of medical bills covering their pets because they had pets in the car with them. And rather than go into all the details, we will put it up in the show notes on the website for you to read about. But the reason we bring it up is because they're not sure that their insurance that they do have is going to cover all their expenses, and so there is is it a GoFundMe, or it's one of those online fundraising endeavors
Yeah, it's
to help
one of
them
the
cover their
care
costs.
pages.
So if you feel so moved to go read about them and help them out in their plight, we'll have it up on the website and in the show notes.
Cool. I mean, not cool that happened, but cool
No.
that geocachers are going to.
Yeah, the
together.
geocaching community is usually, from what I've seen, is a bunch of great people that like to help out when there's a need, and this is definitely a need. So there's the geocaching tie-in. They were geocachers, and we are geocachers. And talking about geocaches, did you guys all have a fantastic week? Did you go out and find any geocaches? Was it a geocaching week victory for you?
It was awesome. I have to say we had quite a weekend. We had our first road trip of the year.
Nice.
We went on a long drive to a magical place, and we met some amazing people who took us on a great geocaching adventure. Us land
Man, I
monkeys
wanna
were
go
able
to a
to.
place like
Sorry,
that.
what's that?
I want to go to a place like that.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I think you live really close to a place like that.
I live in a magical place, and I had some amazing people come to a geocaching adventure.
Well, us land monkeys, we were privileged to be able to come down to Tacoma, Washington, and join Wits End and friends and family for his 50th birthday event.
Hey, I still have balloons right here.
There you go, some balloons. It was a lot of fun. What a great couple of days. Bad Cop, thank you so much for putting up with us and putting us up. It was just awesome. We really enjoyed our weekend. We met some of the cool listeners to the show. So to everybody who's listening to the podcast and that we got to either cache with you or hang out with you at the event, thanks for taking the time to talk with us and meet us. We really appreciate that. And really make us feel like home when we came so far away from home. And then we even went out night caching, which was really cool. We saw a couple of just amazing caches you guys took us to. That was amazing. But yeah, that was just an amazing weekend. How about you, Wits End?
Well, all the cool caches aren't in Canada. Some of them are down here too.
Still have an echo on there.
Oh. Am I echoing or is Land Monkey echoing? I don't know. But as I mentioned, we live in a magical place and had some amazing people come down here, and I am truly grateful for the Land Monkeys that came all the way from another country to help me celebrate my birthday, and to all of you that came to the event that the Bad Cop threw. It was really a great evening, great way to launch me into the AARP. And,
they were there. Did you get to sign up while they were there?
I'm sure they're
handing out cards.
I don't know, but I'm already looking at that menu when we go out to eat. See your menu, please. No, it's great. I'm very blessed and very honored that you all came out and celebrated with me. So, other than that, and those awesome night caches, which we took the Land Monkeys and Sprouter and Fat Bald Guy out to control the night. We've talked about it many, many times on the podcast. It's my favorite night cache of all time, and I think the Land Monkeys were impressed with it.
It's our new favorite night cache of all time.
It was very cool. Sadly, it's been damaged here. If you're in the area and you try to go after it, it is disabled because some muggles decided to damage a couple of the waypoints. But because we had found it before, we were able to help the party that we were with struggle through the missing waypoints. And I enjoyed, even though I'd found it before, I enjoyed going through it all again and sharing it with some friends. So that was a great cap to the night. It was fun.
I thought it was also really neat to have Sprouter with his daughter. I think it's his daughter.
Yes.
Along, and then she got to use the remote on one of the waypoints. That was just really cute, just to see how excited she got when it worked.
Yeah, almost as excited as I was.
That is one of the great night caches. I'll admit to that. So it was fun to go do it again. You know, caches don't often have that repeatability, but this is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, we have a live Q&A that anybody can join that's watching the podcast live with us. So B Pendragon in the Q&A says, Tacoma, a magical place. Trademark.
Looks like we also heard from G-Slink, Gary Slinkard, host of the Cache and Release, or co-host of the Cache and Release podcast, and he says, "Is the bad cop hoarding all the Revenant travel items?" I don't know if everybody knows what the Revenant travel items are yet.
I don't know, but I thought they went to BC with the Land Monkeys.
Well, one of them did. We are very privileged that we were honored at the event to bring one of the props from the movie The Revenant, which is officially a trackable item from geocaching.com. So we have that with us. We're going to be sharing it at a couple of events and then passing it on. And we're also planning to get out on some pretty epic mountainside adventures and get some photos in with it as well.
Cool.
That is quite a travel bug, by the way. It is a satchel, would you call it?
I would call it a satchel.
It's an actual prop from the movie The Revenant. So, you know, we got to see it and touch it with our very own dirty little paws and send it back up north, you know, closer to Alaska with the Land Monkeys.
You should have seen how excited Manta Ray's, the little land monkey, how excited she was when we told her what that was.
Nice.
Very cool. Did you tell her it had Leonardo DiCaprio's DNA on it?
Well, that's what her assumption was.
She can clone her own Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, fun. Yeah, there's some great trackables out there, and
there's a whole bunch from the movie, isn't there?
Yeah.
Apparently so. I'm sorry. Even though I'm in the geocaching podcast world, I had no idea these were out there. So this was dropped off or presented by Sprouter at the event. I was like, oh, well. I couldn't tell what it was. I didn't know if it used to be alive or if it was still actually alive, the way he had it all wrapped up there.
I often have that same question about Sprouter himself. But,
once we're past 12 minutes in the podcast, we can talk about him. He'll never listen to it.
That's right, yeah. I was going to say, I'm actually a step behind you because I had never even heard of the movie. So I'm going to have to go out and do a little checking on it. I'm sure once I see the movie, I'll be very disappointed that I didn't pay more close attention to the trackables. But such is life.
Well, you had other things to do that night.
I was aging before your very eyes. So.
Well, and you only had a minute to win it.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I didn't. But I came close.
You're so close.
We played 5-minute to win it games and had 4 teams. And at the 5th event, all 4 teams had won one event and were tied.
Yeah. So I did
never
win
seen
one
anything
event.
like it. Yeah.
I did win one. I just didn't win the final round. So.
Right.
But I'm already a winner because I had all of you guys there to celebrate with.
Aww.
And if I can say, we had a geocacher come in early and go, is this the geocaching event? This is far too fancy for any geocaching event I've ever seen.
Yeah. I said, well, we're raising the bar tonight.
That's right.
And he said, oh, open bar tonight? That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah. No.
All right. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed the party. I thank you all once again. But let's move on from talking about my party and move on to tonight's podcast, where we're going to talk about looking back and looking forward and all that kind of fun stuff, milestones and memories. Let's discuss how we did our geocaching plans that we formed last year and what we think we'll get up to this year.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, we had some great feedback that we wanted to add to tonight's show from listener Dora Moore, and we will discuss that and get your listener feedback on it in a little bit. So stay tuned for that part of the show coming up after we talk about the year in review and the year looking forward. And before we get into our year in review and year looking forward, I think we've got a little bit more in the Q&A we can bring up. We've got Wet Coaster, who says that his find number 1300 was the New Year's Day event in Langley, British Columbia. So congratulations, Wet Coaster, on that.
And we have B. Pendragon. This is odd to say, but he found a cache last year. And yes, that's a milestone. He found one cache, apparently, is a milestone.
I like it. Kind of milestone.
That's fantastic. Well, it's better than the alternative, right?
That's right.
Exactly. I found a cache last year. But 2015 was an interesting year, was it not?
In many ways.
The thing that I'm going to take away from 2015, as far as geocaching goes, is that was the last block party.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of sad. Geocaching.com did their road trip 2015, which was a lot of fun.
So did we.
The GIF event was in a very different format this year, and I think it came off very well.
That was a lot of fun.
The GIF, the Geocaching International Film Festival, broke it out into individual events where they would show all of the entries to the GIF, and I thought it came off very nicely, rather than all being gathered at HQ. Though you don't get the whole red carpet treatment, but you get the same idea. So, challenge caches were also put on hold this year, or the last year. I don't know what year I'm in. I'm still writing 2015 on everything.
Actually, that's that'll for 1 year, so that'll be April of this year. That it.
Yes, that the hold should be released here soon. So we'll see what geocaching.com has decided for challenge events coming up, or challenge caches, excuse me.
Yeah.
And another thing I noticed is geotours really seemed to take off last year. Yeah. There were geotours everywhere. So, it's a lot of fun to do them, and I think they're a great idea. But I just saw a blossoming, if you will, of geotours all over the Northwest. Land Monkey, what do you remember about 2015?
What did you want to talk about your plans for 2016 first, or do you want me to?
No, let's talk about the past before we jump into the future.
All right. Well, 2015, we had some goals that we had set. We were going to try and complete our DT grid, and we did. So that was awesome. We wanted to. Yeah, thank you. We wanted to find some lonely caches. That was kind of one of our goals, was to start finding some lonely caches. We didn't really get much in the way of that last year, so we're hoping to do better this coming year. But definitely agree with the geo tours. Off the top of my head, we had Richmond in British Columbia, the GeoQuest. As Land Monkeys, we made it out to Helena to do their geo tour. Spokane launched their history geo tour, which was awesome. We went as a group, the three of us, plus extras, went to the Mount Vernon GeoCoin event. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely a lot. I almost forgot. Tri-Cities. It wasn't new. They've been doing it for a number of years, but it was the first time we made it down there. So, my goodness, yeah, we did a lot of GeoCoin events this year. It was like every weekend we were driving to a different part of the Northwest doing a GeoCoin event, which is great. I mean, my goodness, what fun. Yeah, actually, and the more I think about it, sitting here and then we did Malala in Oregon. Yeah, holy cow, yeah, we did a ton this year. Speaking of road trips, 2015 was our year for a big road trip. We went to Yellowstone Park and did many of the Earth caches and virtuals there. Really enjoyed that. And yeah, I guess again reflecting on a couple of things Bad Cop brought up, definitely the GJIF event was very cool. We had so much fun up here in BC with our GJIF event in the Greater Vancouver area, with the red carpet and everybody dressed up to the nines. Oh, it was awesome. That was so much fun. And our host for the night, Dave the Best, local geocacher who often gets asked to be MC for events. That was just fantastic. And of course, well, maybe I shouldn't say of course, but this was the year that we decided we were going to put a GJIF entry in, and that was Dear Geocache Guy. So that was a lot of fun to do that. So yeah, that's kind of the highlights from 2015 for the monkeys. How about you, Wits End?
Well, there's a lot of similarities. As you mentioned, the block party, the GIF Film Festival, that was a whole lot of fun. Of course, the hashtag geocache road trip. We all got involved with that, and I even got in a couple of pictures. One of them at a party with Die Monkey, and one of them at one of my other favorite milestones of the year or memories was coming up to BC and participating in the Olympic Summertime Winter Games or Wintertime Summer Games. I never did get it straight, but I had a great time hanging out with you regardless of what it was called. Got some honorary gold, silver, and bronze medals hanging up here. It was just a really great event. Set the bar so high that my daughter went up there with me and had a great time. We went to a local event, and she says, no, I want to go to an event like we did this summer, not like a local just meet everybody and hang out and eat pizza event. I had to explain to her that not all events are like the Dora Moore Olympic Extravaganza.
Dora Moore sets the bar pretty high, I gotta say.
Excellent event. And even one of the smaller events and milestones for me, I got to partake in the annual tradition of Thanksgiving weekend game night at the Cache Cave in Spokane. That was a whole lot of fun, hanging out and meeting some people and seeing some friends and playing some games. It was a great time.
Nice.
So, looking forward to 2016. Anybody got any plans, or are we just going to hang?
Well, let's jump into the Q&A real quick.
Oh, please do.
Before we get going in there. BMars7391 says the Utah Geo Tour is up to 87. They're trying to get 5 caches for each of the 29 Utah counties.
Wow.
So, more Geo Tours. B Pendragon says the Auburn Geocaching Adventure, not an official Geo Tour, but it might as well have been.
Easy for you to say.
No, it's not. No, not at all. And Dora Moore chimes in and says 2015 is going to be hard to beat. Summertime Winter Games.
There you go.
There you go.
Catch that?
Yeah, I got it right now, but next week I'll forget to handle it all over again because that's just my way.
The Summertime Winter Games, Iceland Geo Venture, the GJIF Red Carpet event, and I hit Find 3000 just before the new year.
Very cool.
Nice.
Impressive.
Diamond said she hit 1,800 finds in 2015 and had a day with finds in 5 states in one day. 4 of them were west of the Mississippi.
Very cool.
5 states in a day, that's tough to do, especially west of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Big states.
That's right. So, what are we looking forward to
Caching.
in the Northwest?
Podcasting.
Now, in 2016, I hit my 2,000th cache already.
Hey, good for you.
So, maybe I'll hit 3,000. I could hit 5,000. Who knows?
Go for 5.
Okay. I'm not a land monkey. I can't get that many caches in. The Ape event will run one more year. I'm looking forward to that.
That should be fun.
Bad Cop had his very first event in 2016. How
And
about
what
that?
a stellar event it was.
Yes. Thank
We've
you.
talked about that enough.
And Leap Day. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. I already have a cache on that day, but the anticipation building towards Leap Day is almost as big as Block Party.
There you go.
G-Slink says GW 14er will be there. Hope to see many of the Caching in the Northwest hosts.
Oh, Geo Woodstock, right?
Sorry, what did I say?
Well, you said GW 14er, which is fine because that's what he typed, but I translated it in my mind.
Sorry. As is BMARS 7391. He's looking forward to Geo Woodstock in Denver. I don't know if I'm going to make it. We've got a lot of family trips planned, and I don't know if we can stretch the budget that far.
Yeah, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
And IHAM says, go for the 5,000. Go for the stretch goal.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Land Monkey, what about you?
Well, we want to make a little more progress on our Jasmer Challenge. Now, we got the year off to a good start. On our way back from Tacoma, we stopped just outside of Seattle and picked up another cache, another old cache that filled in another spot on our Jasmer. So we were really happy about that. Back to the target from last year of hitting a few more lonely caches. So there'll be some mountaintop hikes hopefully this year. We're looking forward to that. Another goal for us this year is to hit 250 Earth cache finds. Not 250 in the year, but like to get
250 in a year is what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but we're almost at 200. So we figure if we can find just over 50 caches, we can hit 200 Earth caches. We can hit 250. And the reason 250 is a goal, just in case people aren't as Earth cache stat crazy as I am, is because that is the next level of Earth cache finds. I think it's Garnet, I want to say, but I can't remember. But anyways,
darn it.
Darn it, it's Garnet. So that's a goal for this year. We'll see how we do. Speaking of Earth caches, I want to complete the Earth Cache Academy courses that I started last year when I was in between jobs and I had all this spare time. And they're awesome. If anybody hasn't taken the first free Earth Cache Academy course, totally recommend you do it. It's really well put together. It really helps you prep and understand a lot of how to do Earth caches. It's really well done. So
Yeah, I did the first one.
yes, you did.
Yes.
And then the last goal I'll throw out here for now, besides that, we're hoping to get to overall find 9,000 this in 2016.
You're at 3,000 now, right?
No, we're at 7,500 or something since we started in August 2012. But yeah, we're hoping to hit that, and we're hoping to hit that milestone in August on the Alaskan Geo Tour cruise.
Oh, very nice.
So that's our plan. How about you, Wits End?
I was going to say, stretch that goal. Make it 10,000 on the cruise. It's just a number. It's just the zeros at the end.
Zeros don't count. They're just placeholders.
Well, 2015 is going to be a hard year to beat with so many great memories from that. But, hey, let's try to do it. Let's try to get out there. And I'm going to try to find some caches up in the 4 digits for a change. I do have a find on Leap Day like the Bad Cop does as well. I see Time Monkey says Leap Day is the only blank spot on her calendar for the year. And I've heard other people in the past chime in and say the exact same thing, that they just can't wait for Leap Day to come to fill in that hole in their calendar.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, have about 100 holes in my calendar, and I cache casually, so it doesn't bother me. It's kind of fun that I leave the 100 holes there because it really bothers the Bad Cop. And maybe I leave the holes there just to aggravate him.
I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't bother me.
But I am going to try to get out and cache, and on Leap Day anyway, just for fun. And I'm going to try to host an event. I've never hosted an event in all the 10 plus, 11 plus years I've been caching. So maybe I'll just have to combine those two things and host an event on Leap Day. How about that?
How about if I help you?
Yeah.
We'll do it together.
I think that could be fun. That pirate cruise that you mentioned sounds like a whole lot of fun. And I want to get up I'm not anal about my grids, but I do think it'd be fun to go find some more of the older established caches. Like, I didn't mention it for 2015 because I was afraid the bad cop would hang up the podcast, but we did GCD in 2015. And
You didn't just say GCD, did you?
I said GCD.
Don't say it again.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's okay. We're good now.
You just can't
Yeah.
say it 3 times.
Brylang can't say GCD, but I can say GCD all I want. If I disappear from the podcast, folks, you'll know why.
That was classic.
Anyway, yeah, that's an old joke. But anyway, but those old ones are there's history there, and it's fun to go get it. Even if I don't fill in a grid square on my charts and stuff, it's just fun to go up there and know that this cache has been around a long, long time.
That's right.
And maybe one up there like altitude that I can try to get to without panting and wheezing as much as I did when I did.
I'm right there with you, buddy. Let's stay in the lowlands and find the old ones low down in the ground. G-Slink asks, and there it goes. Do you guys see the oldest cache in a province or a state as a worthy goal to have? Lots of traveling, obviously. So what do you guys think? Oldest cache worthy?
I think so, but I think it's fun. I'm old now and even more broke than I was before. So if it requires a significant investment to get to, it's probably not going to happen. But if it's within my abilities, yeah, it's definitely a goal I'd like to achieve.
I guess it depends where you live, right? I mean, up here in the Northwest, getting to the oldest caches in Oregon, Washington, and BC really isn't that hard.
Mm-hmm.
The original stash, just outside of Portland, it's not a bad drive. There's a bunch of real oldies, including GCD, not that far from Seattle.
The original stash is not a bad hike either.
No. That's a pretty good hike.
3 steps from a car and you found it.
And in BC, the oldest cache in BC, Tree Hugger, is in the endowment lands at UBC, just outside of the city of Vancouver. So again, really, in the Northwest, not that hard to do, and that would be a great goal for people who haven't done it up here. But obviously, G-Slink being from Texas, I don't know down in that part of the country how much travel is involved. I would guess, though, from the way he phrased the question, probably a lot more.
Yeah. Well, and the oldest caches ever are in the Northwest because that's where it all started.
That's right. Dora Moore says the Canada's oldest is in Nova Scotia. I made it my 700th milestone as GCBBA.
Oh.
Very cool.
Or should that be BB? Anyway.
It's BB, hey?
BBA. Let's see. BMAR7391 says, I want to get the Jasmer and the Fizzy finished. Need 9 DT combos.
That's achievable in the year.
Well, it depends what the combos are. I mean, some of those 4.5s and 5s, or 5 and 4.5, those are tough to come across.
Yeah, and again, plug for Project GC. That's where that tool has a sweet spot. My goodness, that makes life easy when you're trying to do challenges.
IHAM wants to know, Land Monkey, will that be before Canadian Thanksgiving / International Geocache Day? Your 250 Earth cache finds?
Yeah, well, that's the goal. I'm hoping so, but that's a lot of Earth caches to find. That's a lot of traveling, but there will be a few on that cruise. So you don't know. You never know. We'll see.
I know Mrs. Land Monkey scolds you in finding all the close Earth caches nearby, because you come up on a International Earth Cache Day, which happens to be Canadian Thanksgiving. You can't travel far to go get an Earth cache, so you're going to have to start planning those.
Yeah.
Dora Morris.
Or we need more people to put out Earth caches in the greater
go.
Vancouver area.
There you go. No more glacial erratics, though.
No more waterfalls.
Land Monkey, you want to read Dora Morris?
Dora Morris, she is currently working on a long-term goal and wants to find, oh, this is very cool. She wants to find at least one cache on the Trans-Canada Trail in every province. And I don't know if she's planning on it, but the Trans-Canada Trail does touch all 3 territories as well. She said this she wants to do that this year and hopes to add Newfoundland to the list. Newfoundland, for those who may not know, is the furthest east Canadian province, and it's, for all intents and purposes, a gigantic island off the east coast of Canada. So,
it will not be mentioned on this podcast.
There's not much northwest about it, except for maybe the northwest corner of it.
It's got the north part of it, but not the west.
There you go.
It's northwest of, I don't know, Africa.
Yeah, that is true. But that is a very cool long-term goal. So yeah, I guess she's not planning to get it all done this year. She does say it's a long-term goal. But Doramore, keep us posted on your progress on that one. That is cool. I like that idea.
And call in and talk about it at the 253-693-TFTC line.
There you go.
There you go. Dan, sorry, slipping here, wants a Leap Day event in T-Town. So, Wits End?
We'll see what we can do.
We'll put one on.
Yeah.
BMars 7391 says, I need 7 months from 2000 and 1 month from 2001. I also want to hit a 6,000 milestone.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Impressive.
Well, make sure to tell us when you hit those milestones. Call it in to 693-253-TFTC. We want to hear all about it. Or email it to us at
feedback@cachingnw.com. While you're at the field, after you've made that find, give us a call right there on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Let us hear the excitement in your voice.
We would love to play that on the show. All right. So, go ahead.
I was going to say thank you so much to the live Q&A. You really stepped up your game tonight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes it a lot more fun when it's interactive with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. We love hearing that feedback. We love getting that interactive. And speaking of feedback, we did hear from the following friend of the show, who we follow sometimes in the dark when she's geocaching. And she said, this is Dora Moore, and she said, I've noticed a lot of grumbling lately about the declining quality of the logs posted on cache pages. Examples, TFTC and that's one more find for me. They seem to have become the norm. And I think those are because they're templated out of the intro app. That's probably why. But cache owners are not happy about it. I would agree. I can think of nothing lamer than getting one of those 2 log entries. So she writes, I thought maybe you guys could spread the joy of a well-written log by featuring some more of the creative ones on your show. So she has suggested a goal for us this year is called GLOW, or Geocache Log of the Week, which could help people understand that there's more to geocaching than just getting a smiley and moving on without showing a little appreciation for the experience that you experienced when you're geocaching and thanking the people who made it possible for you. I think that's a fantastic suggestion. What do you think, guys? Something we're going to implement this year?
I like the idea. It sounds good. I can't say I've ever really been upset when I've received logs on my caches of short, quick things, because I've been known to leave a short, quick log when I was in a hurry as well. I just figured, well, okay, they didn't have time. But on the flip side, I do really enjoy reading a long, descriptive, well-crafted log. They're just a lot of fun to know that people enjoyed the cache and took the time to write something fun. So it would be cool. There are a lot of great creative logs out there that I've seen. It'd be fun to share some on the show.
Mm-hmm. So, what we need from you people. Let me tell you what you people have to do.
I got a problem with you people.
Now you're going to hear about it.
Right.
It's not the airing of grievance. This is the airing of good logs.
Okay, much better.
The sharing of good logs.
The sharing of good logs. There you go. As you're reading through logs, if you see one, you go, wow, that's well said. Perhaps they use the term vacillated in it. Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah, that term just isn't used a lot. send us that in an email. Send it to feedback@cachingnw.com. Let us know what cache it came from, who the cacher was, and we're going to put it in our glow. I like that acronym, by the way. It'll be a glowing log of the week.
Very nice. Very nice.
So we're going to need your help.
So what can people do in order to help us?
Send along those logs to feedback@cachingnw.com. Now, also, it's going to be better because, you hear our voices every week. If you want to go ahead and read that log yourself, it perhaps is a log you wrote. Hey, what better way? Call that in to 253-693-TFTC. Or you can use the voicemail tool on the website, cachingnw.com, and record that whenever you happen to be around a computer or smartphone or whatever device you choose to surf the web with.
Very cool. Yes, we're looking forward to the weekly glow.
The weekly glow.
So thank you, Dora Moore. That's an excellent suggestion. Sorry, Bad Cop. Go
No,
for it.
B Pendragon says, also, spoiling the cache container in the log is the thing he doesn't like. Like, the whole log, it was a blank.
Yeah.
Thanks for the fake rock. Well, Die Monkey says, I would rather read a TFTC log than a log that gives away the container when it's a unique hide.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I was just going to throw out there that maybe a good example of a log that would use a word that the Bad Cop would like to hear is, as I approached ground zero, I was vacillating between whether the tree was a cedar or a fir.
Yeah. Vacillate.
Not to be
Thank
confused with Vaseline.
No, that's completely different. So, 2016, let's look at the great logs that not only our listeners are writing, but other fellow geocachers.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I think we have reached the end of our content for this week, and it has been a very full show. We've almost run a full hour here, and we've had a lot of fun talking about the fun we had last weekend, talking about the fun we had last year, talking about the fun we're planning to have this coming year, and sharing this great suggestion from Dora Moore of the new addition to the show, the new section we're going to have in the show going forward, the Glow, or Geocache Log of the Week. So, as we wrap up the show, my good friends and hosts, where can our listeners find you on the interwebs? Wits End.
Well, I'm Wits End. Wits End on Twitter, Wits End on Facebook, Wits End on geocaching.com. You can start the ball rolling at witsend.us is the website where you can find it all. And the one thing I'm not going to do any more of this year is I'm not going to have any more birthdays this year. So there you go.
You're all done?
I'm done. Yeah, I get it out of the way early.
I think you should have 2 a year.
Okay, well, Bad Cop, where can people find you?
Well, look for Caching in W. That could be Twitter, Facebook, Google+. Caching in W. Just throw it out there. That's what you're going to find. Land Monkey, where can we find you?
Well, you can find us at landmonkey.blogspot.ca, and this week's post on the blog was actually the rules. If you've ever heard us talk about the rules before, we got a little plug on Sunny and Sandy's Podcaster podcast, and I made sure that the rules went online immediately after. So check out the rules by the Land Monkeys at landmonkey.blogspot.ca. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at LandMonkeyGC. Now, we haven't Periscoped for a little while, but that's because we haven't been out at a cache that was really good where we had data. Because we were at some really good caches last weekend in the U.S., but I wasn't going to pay for U.S. roaming data.
So you're saying the caches weren't scopable?
They were unscopable caches. But they were fathomable. Except for the multi at the drive-thru. That one was unfathomable. That was amazing. Anyways, we'll talk about that another time. And, of course, on Facebook, Team Land Monkey, and YouTube, which is, where most of the Land Monkey content goes, Land Monkey.
And as we did all last year, and we're going to continue to do this year, we want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget that you can be part of the show. So call in your geocaching log of the week to 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, a question. Send us $1 billion winning lottery ticket any time of the day or night. Oh, no, seriously. And, of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Also, your support helps keep quality shows coming. So if you like this show, please click the PayPal button on the cachingnw.com website. This show's licensed under Creative Commons Attributions 3.0 license, copyright 2016 by Chris Umfenauer. Thanks, folks, and don't forget that winning lottery ticket.
Have a great night.
And we're clear of the recording. Who highlighted 2016 for me? Was that you, What's that? I saw that. I said, no, I already got that.
I know, but just because it says it there, if it was me, I would read 2015 out of habit.
It's amazing as we read these things every week. But if I step away from it, I don't know if I could read it just out of memory. But here I hardly have to look at it. When I've got the words in front of me, I'm okay.
That's funny. I am just looking up the GC code.
I was going to look it up too for IHAM.
Multi at the drive-thru. GC code, please.
The drive-thru. There you go. It's called the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Its GC code is. Wait for it. Where is it? There it is. GC59171. That's GC59171.
Yes,
Bingo.
that was a very, very big favorite of mine. I had to go back 3 times before I finally figured it out, and I really appreciated the Land Monkeys. I'm sure that they probably saw it right away, but they did me the courtesy of scratching their heads and walking around and pretending not to notice what it was right away, just to make me feel better. I think that's what they did.
Well, the problem with finding the answer to that cache is that the pigeons keep moving.
Yeah.
So counting their toes is really difficult. No, that was brilliant. That was an amazing, well put together, and I mean it's one of those ones that you can only do if you own the property.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's worthy of a favorite point.
Oh, definitely, it's worthy of 2 favorite points.
Wet Coaster adds, my wife and I will be adding 2 provinces in at least 1 state this year.
Wow, I didn't even realize he owned a country. That's great.
I was going to say, how do you do that? We know what you mean, Wet Coaster, but we're having sport.
He could have gotten the $1 billion lottery ticket. You don't know.
You never know. That's true.
He's Canadian. There were rules against that, actually.
I don't think he can, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Ryling throws in there that Leap Day is on a Monday.
Yep.
So there are lots of short events being planned.
Yep.
Well,
I don't think height has anything to do with it.
I'm a short casher, so.
Well, they'll fit right in.
Yeah. I'm short-sighted.
I'm short-tempered.
I'm short on cash. Anything else?
Oh,
boy. Long.
I've got short shorts. Oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
Buzzkill.
Whole bunch of new Q&A.
Look at that. We're popular.
They love Ryling says Canadians can win the Powerball, though there were 3 winners, though. Yes.
Yeah.
So not $1 billion. They only get, like 400,000 apiece. Dora Moore's hoping to add 2 more countries as well. She's apparently doing quite well this year.
That's awesome.
B Pendragon says there were people hopping the border to buy them, so I don't know.
Oh, Canadians, coming down to buy the Powerball tickets.
But there were some rules. I don't know what they were.
I think, well, there you go. Wet Coaster just threw it up there. If a Canadian wins it, the only way we can claim the win is if we pay the tax and the US on it.
I liked, was it Bad Cop? Would you say it? Or somebody's posted the day before the Powerball. They said, call up all your friends right now and ask them to borrow $500. When they say no, then when you win, you have ammunition to say no to them.
Then they'll feel too guilty to call and ask to borrow money from you. Isn't that great?
Okay. Dora Moore says, because I was curious how she was going to get 2 more countries. She says it helps to have a far-flung family. I don't think that's a monkey reference. She says my sister.
That's where I was going.
I could help.
now.
The word fling. Anyways, my sister lives near the border between England and Scotland. That is cool.
Is she one of the sons of Vorvan?
I don't know, but if you need a traveling companion to come along and dial the phone for you so that I can call in 25369 TFTC and hold the phone up to your ear, let me know.
And he's short, so he'll fit in your luggage.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, Gary Slinkard. He's just stirring the pot here. Remind me what the triad is. Okay, the triad is the original stash, the ape cache, and geocaching headquarters. You can get all those in one day if you plan it just right.
You can, although, and it is still honored as a triad, even though the ape cache is no longer an actual ape cache icon for it. But yeah, very cool, very cool.
And oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the gum wall. Big sigh. I hate the gum wall. Wow, that's strong. I don't hate the gum wall. I don't like the idea of the gum wall.
Now, on your way back up from Tacoma, did you stop at the gum wall?
Let me think. No.
No. He wants to know, is it time to clean the gum wall again?
It's always time to clean the gum wall.
Yeah, really.
With a flamethrower.
I mean, it's
Spray it with some Teflon paint and let's move on.
yeah, exactly. The hiding of the geocache, the fake gum geocache there, clever idea, because of the gum on the gum wall, but just the idea of an entire huge brick wall covered in people's used chewing gum, it just grosses me out.
I only went to it this summer because I had out-of-town relatives that wanted to see it. I had never been there in person, but they wanted to see it, so we went. And I did make a cursory inspection and look for the geocache, but I refused to touch anything there, so that really limited my finding skills. And yeah, pretty much I was just grossed out the whole time I was there.
Yeah. Double Bubble is still disabled.
Okay.
Not enough gum yet?
Apparently, I don't know.
Oh, and by the way, one of the other highlights of 2015 for me, driving across a lake in Len Mookie's vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, then that reminds me of another geo. I guess it wasn't a GeoCoin event, but it was still a big event with lots of caches. Bad Cop, you came down with Mrs. Land Monkey and I. Well, actually, you and your family came down with Mrs. Land Monkey and I to Long Beach, Washington, for the Cache Dash Splash. So yeah,
That's right.
I cannot believe how many road trips we had this year.
You didn't drive in a lake there, but you drove on a beach.
We drove on the beach there, and I got in trouble for that one. And yeah, we all, the group of us, including Donners, drove in a lake to go find a T5 cache. That was fun.
It's hard to say that it's a T5 cache.
That in and of itself is one of the highlights, or one of the memorable moments, shall I say, of 2015. It's time spent in the backseat of your car with Donners. Donners was sandwiched between Wits End and the Bad Cop for way too many road miles.
Yes. She was the pickle in the geocacher sandwich.
She was in a pickle, all right.
This upsets me that G-Slink seems to know my 2015 better than I do. He says another one of the highlights that the Bad Cop should have said is the Toilet Seat Museum, and he's exactly right. The Toilet Seat Museum in San Antonio, Texas. Sorry, I completely blinked there.
Remember the Alamo.
Is something you have to go see. I don't know how much longer we're going to have the proprietor with us. And I don't know what will happen after he passes.
He's older than I am.
I know, but not much.
Yeah, amazing as that seems, but
there are people older than Wits End.
Yeah.
Still breathing.
But yeah, the Toilet Seat Museum was incredible. No question about it.
That's
I signed a couple of toilet seats when I was there.
Hmm.
And since then, I've decided to do that at home as well. I've signed my toilet seats here, too.
That's who signed my toilet seat when you were.
Yes! Every toilet seat I see, I'm going to sign it.
I was confused because he signed it Land Monkey.
Oh, shh.
You rotter.
And then I flinged it.
And then you flung it?
You have
I
both.
flinged.
Oh dear, that's too funny. Yeah, what a great weekend. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, definitely more fun ahead this year. You know, another highlight that I thought about putting in the show, but I resisted just because it's not officially booked yet. But quite possibly the whole Land Monkey clan extended. Well, maybe I don't know how one would define extended, but the Land Monkey clan is headed to Orlando.
Wow.
The land of cash and release for spring break this year. So if all our
Nice.
planning comes together, we might even get a chance to see Michael if we're in town. I don't know. We'll see if
I love it when a plan comes together.
Made it to Orlando once in 1987.
How was it then?
Wonderful.
Did you go geocaching?
Oddly enough, I did not.
Huh.
you
Slacker.
could have got FTF on a whole
I
bunch.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking, you know.
You could have said, no, I've reserved those spots in 1987. Those are my spots. You should be my geocaches.
I was there. I did, however, get some underground and backstage tours of the Disney properties.
That's
There's a lot of underground there.
Yeah, yeah. And this will mark and date it for people that are familiar with the properties. I was there the week I was there. We rode the monorail around from the Ticket Transportation Center, whatever it's called, over to the Magic Kingdom, and they closed one section of the monorail beam so they could cut it out and build a new section and a new landing so they could begin construction on the Grand Floridian Hotel.
Wow.
So this was pre-MGM Studios and pre-Magic or the Animal Kingdom, and
Pre-Floridian.
yeah, and
That's a fun word to say.
we saw the
Floridian.
Hoopty Doo musical review.
Well, hoop-dee-doo.
I'm not sure if that's still there. I don't know if it is. I know the Adventurers Club is gone, but
Michael Miller would know.
he would know.
you would know.
It was an epic adventure. That was also a birthday time. It was January. It was my 21st birthday month.
Very cool.
Wait a minute. How many birthday months do you have?
One a year. And I don't want to share it. All the people that shared my birthday are slowly dropping dead. So,
Let that be a warning to anybody else.
Right.
It's birthday.
He wants his birthday exclusively for him. You're sharing Wits End's birthday? Look out. He's
Stop
coming for
honing
you.
in. Go get your
In a
own
world-
birthday.
In a world where only one person has his birthday.
All right. Hey, we're still live. Should we wrap this up? I don't
we
think
should-
anybody's actually watching anymore, are they?
No, nobody watches.
there's
the
no more
show.
Q&A popping in, but
My goodness, I can't believe anybody would hang on this long.
Okay, folks.
I barely did.
Hey, if you're still out there, thanks for watching. We
Thanks,
love
everybody.
having you guys participate. It's so much fun.
Especially if you're not on the Pacific time zone. How are you hanging in this long?
Goodness, yeah, no kidding.
Oh, Gary Slinker's still there.
Ah, we love you, Gary.
Gary,
Die
get
Monkey.
some sleep. Die Monkey, get some sleep. Everybody
Time
go
Monkey's
to
in
bed.
the same time zone, but
It's still
G-Sync
late.
is
I wanna go
2
get some-
hours off.
Yeah, that's
Just
right. Two extra hours, so yeah, it's like midnight. It's after midnight.
He's in Tomorrow.
Ooh,
He's in
Speaking of
Tomorrowland.
Disney. He's in Tomorrowland.
he's Q&Aing from the future.
Ooh. It's Friday. We should write a song.
No.
Come on, we need to redeem the day Friday within a song. Write a new one. Okay. Good night, folks.